Hi everyone, welcome back to FWX Direct. You're here with Liam. This is another install video for one of our Endor swivel plates on a Ford Transit Custom. As you can see here, silver Ford Transit Custom 21 plate. First thing I'm going to be doing is removing the seat belt mount or anchorage point from the passenger seat. First tool we're going to need is a T50, so a Torx 50 socket. This cover here comes down. We have cheated, we've slackened it off, but this comes out. It has got a retainer on so this bolt won't fall out. That'll just get left just like that hanging. Next we're going to move inside the vehicle now and show you the mounting points are going to be taken off to get the seat out, and some of the wiring that some of these seats do come with, some of them don't come with. Right, we're back in the vehicle now, so we're going to get access to underneath this bench seat under here. Some Fords have got this electrical system. This is just pressure plates to obviously let you know if someone's sitting in here, if the seatbelt on. To remove this, there's two tabs on the side here. Gentle squeeze, that'll lift up, as you got there. That'll just get left where it is. There is some fittings now going to be taken out. These are Torx 55s. There's 1, 2, 3. There's a 19mm flange nut just here. We have taken these off. I'm going to show you what we've used. These are very, very tight, and I'll show you why. Because when Ford nicely put them in the vehicle, as you can see, this part is hanging underneath the vehicle, so it's nice and rusty. These can easily be rounded off. Make sure you're using the right socket when you're removing these. To get access to these as well, back panel, this will pop off just like that, and then the side panel here you need access because there's a lot going on here. So the side panel, there's a little bung here, you can just see, squeeze that in, little tab, push it out, this will come out and then it's just slotted in the back there, and then that'll pull forward. That'll give you a little bit more access now. I'll show you what we've used to get these out. So this is all 1/2-inch drive stuff. You got your T55 there, pass that through there. We've had to put a larger bar on, which I'll just show you now. This 1/2-inch bar here, these are on really tight, so just be careful, make sure you've got a lot of pressure pushing down, nice and straight, nice and steady. Just work backwards and forward just to break that thread off. We have already had these out, as you can see. 1, 2, 3. This flange nut here is a 19mm. We will be reusing these, so keep them safe. We're going to clean them threads up as well and just put a little bit of oil on them, just to make sure they clean the thread back into the vehicle chassis up when they get driven back in as well. So the next step is a 2-person lift. We're going to get another guy involved, lift this up, take it out the rear of the vehicle, and that'll give us access to the floor to start mounting our double swivel plate. So you tilt back for this, get up.
I'm sure I took the one by myself.
Right, so just tilt and you put it all in. Right, tilt it back. Right, lift. We've lifted the swivel plate now back in, separated on the ball bearing runners. We're now going to lift it over these studs, but first you might need to use some washers that we'll supply. These will be the only fittings you require. You may require them, you may not. This is a factory OEM minibus, so the flooring's a lot different and whatnot, and the spaces on the seat and stuff. There will be a void between the plate and the bottom of the vehicle. If that's the case, use your washers. Panel vans, most of them will fit flush on the floor, but if it doesn't, use the spaces. Don't try and tighten that plate down and obviously make it bow or flex. Make sure it tightens down nice and evenly, and make sure everything is nice and flat. So yeah, we're just going to drop the spaces into the holes now on top of there, just like that. There's 1, 2, 3 and 4 under here. We'll just slide that back out of the way. There's another one there. Obviously we'll just lift the carpet up and get that. Right, we'll just clean them threads up there. put a little bit of oil on, WD-40, GT spray, any of them. Obviously we're not here to mention any names, but they all do the same job. We're now going to line these up, 3 on this side. Make sure you go through them washers if you need to use them. Just there. And then you've got your flange nut to go back onto there. Just like that. Then we'll nip these down. That will be the swivel fitted into the factory OEM points. We're then going to move on to the seat, which is, it does require a little bit more work, which we'll take into the workshop and show you exactly what you need to do to prepare that, and cut off the bits that you need before we mount the seat onto these 5 fixings here. Come on, Tom. I've got the swivel installed, everything's bolted down, slides out just nicely, seats on, spins round, comes back in, nice job. Some people might be left with this, that can get tucked underneath. You can extend it if you want to plug it back in. There is roughly 8 wires top of my head. You could extend them if you want and plug them back in if you wanted the seat belt warning light on if someone was sitting in it. Most customers will just stick this underneath the carpet, disregard it and leave it out the way. But yeah, that's what the swivel will look like. Back in, 5 transit knobs, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, locks it in place. When driving, slides back out, spins the seat round, back in, and you'll have your seat facing the different way. Right, we've got a Ford Transit custom seat here. Eagle-eyed viewers will notice this material is not the same as the van we're working on. We aren't chopping that van seat up because we've got to unfortunately give that van back. That is just a demo van for the installation video. So what we are going to be doing, we're going to start by removing the side plastic, which we already done in the video. Obviously it's still on this one. And then this front plastic. Underneath, we've got these. We're going to be chopping them off. They're roughly 25mm. Keeping in line with that, we're going to be chopping this part off here. There's also a tube behind it, we're going to cut through that. So what we're going to be left with is a straight edge all the way along here, so that you get through this plastic. If you follow that line along there, that'll keep your base now fully flush, because at the moment, a bit like a dog's back leg. That'll be then flat to then marry up with our plate, so it'll sit nice and level. Sit on top of them studs, put the washers back on, put the M12 nuts back on, and that should be the job finished. So we're just going to get the PPE out now, prepare what we're doing, and then talk you through the start and finish of removing this part. Sounds alarming, but when you see the video it's pretty easy to do. So we'll get cracking. We're going to remove the plastics now, 2 side panels and the front panel. You've seen the video I showed you earlier, little clips here. Squeeze them in, pull them out. There's some clips along the bottom. Light pull forward. That'll come out. On this side, exactly the same, except we have got a bolt here. This is a T25 or a torque 25. Remove that. Same again, little tab. Squeeze that in. That'll pop out. Come out like that. And the front plastic here is held on by another T25. Move to the other side. So remove them 2 T25s at the side, very easy, pull up, and that's off. I haven't measured it yet, but I'm going to guess for now, if you see that line there, I'm going to draw a straight edge along there and remove that bit of plastic so it's nice and flat. We'll do that at the end once we've done the main metal work. paint on that raw metal there to show you what I've taken off. So remove that one from up there, that one from down there. That keeps everything flat to where we're mounting onto now. So we need to carry that line all the way along here. So now we're going to just get a scribe line or a chalk line along there, and then get a slitting disc or a cutting disc. Just nice and slowly cut through this bit of metal, which is around 2.5mm thick. Remembering that we have to go through this pole at the back as well. Right, we're going to get the line that we need, the scribe line on this part. Obviously it steps down here, so this is going to be different. That there, if we keep that flushed or level onto that, to that is a roughly 21mm. So we're going to run a 21mm line all the way along here. Stops here, this steps down to about 5mm. We'll re-measure that in a minute. But what we're going to do first is just get this cut line in, just to engrave where we're cutting first, just so we don't lose that line. Now we'll measure that. I'm going to say it's roughly about 26-27mm that we're going to set this up to. Continue the line, chop it all off. So on this part of the job, which is the most important job, we have used the T25 torques to get the little bolts out to take the plastics off. We've used an angle grinder with a slitting disc to chop them bushes off. We've also used the flat disc to dress that up, a little bit back paint just to cover that up. We're going to use the slitting disc now to cut the bottom part off here, and then obviously the flat disc will just bevel the edges, put a safety edge on so it's not sharp. A little dress of paint over again, and then that should be ready for this one. Right everyone, that's the risky part done. As you can see, it wasn't very hard. 21, 22mm, 25mm. It does need to be pretty accurate if you want to keep all this level. You're going to be mounting back up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 holes to fix this back out there. So that does need to be level. It can be a bit higher, but you don't want to be cutting into this OEM factory welded structure. All we've took off is this part here and then 2 spaces. So took it off, dressed it, a little lick of paint just so there's no bare metal or sharp edges. Let that dry. We're going to reassemble them plastics and then I'll be ready to lift back into the van onto our Endor Ford Transit double swivel blade. So, you might have been thinking, what about the plastic trim? We've just nipped that off there, angle grinder, pull off all the melted plastic. We've just got a rubbing block or a sanding block like that. All we're going to do, rub it along both sides, take any excess off. And that's ready to go back on. Right, all the seat modifications are done, paint's dry. We're going to reassemble the cowling now. This just clips on, just like that, top and bottom. Each side, remember, has got a T25 Torex bolt to go in. Side done, whilst we're round here. We'll put this one on. Remember, this bit of cowling slips under there. Tucks in lovely. The T25. That's T25. Come on. There she is. And obviously we're going to keep that removed just so we've got better access when we're fitting the bolts when it's inside the vehicle. So back to this Ford Transit Custom, it's going to remove the M12 nuts and washers that come supplied with the swivel plate, get all 5 of them off, and then we'll lift the seat, now it's been modified, onto the swivel plate. Hi everyone, the seat's now sitting on top of them 5 threads. We've installed the washers that's come with the swivel plate, the M12 nuts now. We're just going to tighten them down using a 19mm socket, just like that. Obviously we've still got that outer plastic trim off, we'll fit that later. We're all going to reattach the seat belt anchorage for this passenger. Make sure you get that bolted in using that T50, get that nipped up. Quick video now of what it should be like. Next step, obviously take out the transit knobs. There's 5 in total to use when in travel. The seat then will come back out nicely, just like that. If you've got an armrest, same as a T6, angle it in a little bit. Just finish here on the install of the Endor Ford Transit Custom double swivel base. Pretty easy to fit. I know there's a little bit more involved than some other swivels, but this is to get the seat level. Obviously the video explains everything you need to do. This can be done at home, just take your time. Any questions, get on the phone, email. Obviously we'll advise you, or you can get this fitted at the Chesterfield HQ.